Hello, my friends. How you doing? So, I just got off the movie Disclosure Day, right? Things have been disclosed. It's 12:41 a.m. right now. We walking in this street, the Yang Street right now. And I wanted to talk about this movie, Disclosure Day. Because as many of you probably know, these movies are telling us something deep, right? Something very deep, my friends. These TV shows, movies, anime, video games, music. Usually it comes from higher hierarchy, people who know the truth, who spread it slowly but surely. And then also they love what they're doing, that's why they got better at it. And that's why eventually more truth has been revealed to them, so they can't spread the truth because the truth has to be channeled from them, because it's time for Disclosure Day, my friends. And that's why this year a lot of people has been waking up, even me, like a hardcore skeptic before agnostic atheist, basically 20 years of kind of that in a way. Last 7 years of it is a different version of it, where when it comes to this earth, I knew there's intelligent design behind it, but when it comes to the unknown, who knows it? The creator of it, right? You can be an agnostic kind of atheist about pets still, while believing there's a intelligent design behind this place. But that stuff gets deep, but it's kind of like excuses, kind of like being stubborn, spirit being stubborn. But basically, in this movie they showed us like how channelers, right? There's a lot of these channelers out there, or tarot readers, or once you know that everyone is God, we are all one, it's all source. Once you focus in that deep now moment, you are always speaking with God. Once you know, you can't unknow. Once you see, you can't unsee, right? But yeah, in this movie they showed us how she was channeling, like the aliens were channeling some information, right? How people say, oh, Pleiadians, Arcturians, Thaptorians, channeled stuff. I used to debate against it a lot. I have that again 4 years ago, that ebook, Waking Up from the Matrix, I wrote, where, I said, no, don't trust these channelers, fuck that. That's fucking stupid. But now I got humbled, now after I looked into it deeper and deeper, then I was like, oh, okay. It's like whatever I'm thinking, they are saying right away. Whatever I'm doing, they are saying, and at that point, rinse and repeat, you're like, this shit gets deep. Okay, now I can see the mirror, the 3D mirror, that Matrix world has been a 3D mirror. Everyone is a mirror. Everyone. It's like inner demons, inner archetypes, like your archetype has to go through the hero's journey in your own way. At the end of the day, though, we are all equal, my friends. All equal. I am of your equal, you're of my equal. We are all walking each other home. And the Disclosure Day is upon us. In this movie, we were shown that yes, there is outside elements. And then when people channel through those, people, they are shocked, right? Like that main actress, the lead of the movie, when she was channeling, all these people coming up to her to stop her, all of a sudden, like, she looks like their mother, their children, their whatever, right? All of a sudden the emotions, the energy in motion happens, and then these people are shocked. Oh, wait a minute, I guess there's something going on here. And yes, that's why you're hanging on, because there's something going on here. There's some mystery, some all kinds of shit going on here. It's exciting. You can be excited about it, my friends. Be curious, excited, because every movie ends with a good ending. What did this movie end with? It said, listen. Now that's the most important word in the English language, because most people don't listen. Most people just walk around in these streets, just walking, the Walking Dead, zombies, NPCs, like they are right now sleepwalking this dream, not realizing it's a dream. It's a shared dream that we are all taking part in. So then, Queen Street seems to be closed. Of course, this has been closed for fucking centuries. They work by the hour, so they don't fix nothing. But anyway, so let's go from the King Street. Let's go back home from the King Street. Because we are the kings, my friend. Be your own king, be your own authority. Don't fucking fear nothing. Nothing. There's nothing to fear. Only a movie to watch. You are watching your own movie right now. We are all watching and, you know, playing in our own movie. We are writing our own book as we go. Now, some of you, logically, they say, well, fuck this movie. Let's just finish this movie. Let's just see the end of it, right? Let's just get to the end. I'm done with this movie. Let's just get to the end, my friends. So, when you say that shit, right? Think about that shit again. You want to think about that shit? Let me make you think about that shit for a second. Because in reality, if we came here for a reason, right? Everything, obviously everything right now that brought you to this video made you who you are. All those challenges, suffering, you know, made you exactly who you are and brought you exactly to this destination where we are all of a sudden walking in Toronto together, my friends. Now, let me get to the area where there's more lights. But yeah, so basically, while I'm jaywalking here, now, in reality, do you really want to see like they are bringing in the wives right there? Let me show you the wives. Dance. We gotta dance. All right. So, my friends, in your movie, in your book you're writing right now, it's all up to you. You are writing the chapters, but in a way your soul spirit has already written those chapters, you know, your higher self. There's a higher path for you. That's why you have your highest desires. Everyone got a part to play, my friends. It all works in synchronistically with each other, with all of us, because we are all one, my friends. Even though, again, I know all the arguments against that shit, I argued again. We can get into details. I can dive deep with anyone on this fucking earth, on all those oceans of deep thought, arguments and shit, but at the end of the day, now it's in action. Now you see it. Once you see it, you can unsee again. Once you see the 3D world and 5D world at the same time working together, you can unsee that shit. Anyway, so here's the thing. When you are watching a movie, right? When you're watching a movie, let's say you're watching it together with someone else. And then this other person, all of a sudden, let me pass these lights. Look at that beauty, my friends. Ignore the gargoyles. All right. So, when you two are watching a movie, let's say the other person all of a sudden pauses the movie, or fast forwards it, or goes back, or every few minutes goes back. You keep repeating the same shit. Do you enjoy that? Right? Do you enjoy that? I bet not. I bet you wouldn't like someone keep pausing the movie, going back, forth, whatever, or fast forwarding to the middle and then to end, and then what the fuck was the movie? Why did we watch the movie? Why are we watching the movie? Why are we in this earth? There's a reason, right? That's why you're hanging on. You know there's a reason. Deep down you know. Your body is stopping you from doing some bullshit mistakes. So, in that way, then you should understand that maybe you shouldn't want to skip to the end, my friends. Maybe if you were to skip to the end, if you were to have these unearned wisdom, you won't feel good. You want to earn those things. You want to catch all the Pokemons yourself, my friends. The more you catch, the more, the better you'll understand what's going on. But here's the thing. If let's imagine that we turn this earth into a heaven on earth, which is gonna happen. Then imagine that we all of us together asking ourselves question, oh, what did you do in that shared dream simulation? What did you do? Like, did you spread love? Because of the butterfly effect and paid forward effect, even one person has a whole huge effect on earth. If only you knew all the good that you did, how that affected the whole world via the paid forward and butterfly effect. But all the bad you did also affected. So imagine you just start doing good. Imagine all these people awakening and start doing more, 1%. That's gonna fucking change the whole world, my friends. But here's the thing. So in this movie of life that we go through, now the disclosure is here via these movies also, but via everything else, right? And then we start to learn, oh, okay, there's something else going on indeed. Is it aliens? Is it higher self? Is it us from the future? Is it this and that? Is it best and bad? Is it this and this? You know what I mean? So, let me get to the other side. There's more lights here. Alright. So, there's something going on. And once you wanna do better, of course. And once you do better, you help others, and then all of a sudden the universe helps you out, right? Once you follow your dharma, what you came here to do, and why and everything, you start to do what's right. So let's see, maybe should we stay here? Let's stay here. This movie was great, when it comes to how, like once the spirit touches your soul, that you understand, oh, wait a minute, there's something going on here. There's something going on here, my friends. There's something going on here. What's going on here? Right? What is going on here? Well, that's the thing. That's the part of the journey. Do you want to watch the movie while keep on pausing it? Because once you pause it, that means you don't know your dharma. You don't know. You haven't remembered yet, my friends. You're in a frozen, hyperbolic time chamber, basically, but you're not training in there. You're just waiting in it. So what do you need to do? Is my battery is almost 5%, so let me speed it up. But you don't want to pause your movie. You want to continue your movie. You want to continue watching, right? So do what needs to be done. Follow your highest desires, right? Once you follow your highest desires, then you tap into that inner child, just like in that movie, the main actress, when they recreated her house, for her to basically kind of tap in to her inner child and also remember the mission that she was initiated from before. When it comes to the disclosure day, when our disclosure day comes, we all have also missions, also things we gotta do. Just like in that movie, when she was like, she can't control, she's being channeled, at that point, like she should have known her mission and then maybe do it properly, but now it's too late. Now it's like almost like forced in the movie, right? But everything that she did really helped out everything for all the news. It's to be spread, right? Everything to be spread properly, and then the whole world knows, just like it would happen in real life. Once even 1% of the population wakes up to these deepest truths, that 1% easily gonna create the next 2%, next 4, 8. It's gonna spread the whole world. That's what we are up against. A lot of people waking up much faster, better, and all of a sudden more joy and love being spread. All of a sudden the butterfly effect and paid forward effect kicks in, and the world changes slowly but surely, but exponentially. But yeah, it's up to us to do our tasks, missions, everything we gotta do, right? And then you'll see. But just like it said at the end of the movie, listen. It starts with listening. It's not starts with, oh, let me debate, let me tell my opinions, let me believe and be believed, like it was said in the movie. But at the end of the day, you gotta learn first. You gotta understand. You gotta see the mirror. You gotta do the shadow work. You gotta do the meditation. You gotta do the grounding. You gotta think about it. Take your time. Take your energy back from others. Recall your energy. Tap your body. I'm recalling my energy from this person, that person. You know what? Fuck that. I'm not gonna give always, and they just only bring me negativity. Nah, I'm cutting that shit off. So yeah, and then you start doing your highest desires, and then boom, like you quitting your job, all of a sudden money comes in somewhere that saves you at the last second, or all of a sudden this other opportunity comes in, the jobs that apply to you basically, or you know what, like the magic is in the air, my friends. It's gonna turn into magic, right? It's all going to turn into magic. And shout out to Yak Yak Comedy Club. It's a good one. So yeah, we gotta do what we gotta do, my friends. We gotta do what we gotta do to understand, understand, overstand, cornerstand, whatever the fuck stand. And then we know. And once you know, you always know. Once you see, you always see. Right? So yeah, that was a great movie. I liked it. A lot of people liked it because they know it touches their heart. Once you speak from the heart, because your heart is conscious. Heart, you know, anagram of earth. Heart is hidden in the rib cage, right? And around it, there's a lot of what? Cells, right? The body cells, as if prison cells. So this heart is blocked, is inside this rib cage, surrounded by prison cells, right? But once you activate it, once you're able to breathe into your heart, start to speak from your heart, start to have that 1 to 2 second pause before you respond to people. And then you'll start to see that, oh, wait a minute, everything changes, your aura changes all of a sudden. People recognize right away. And again, once your aura changes, once what you know changes, once you level up in this hero's journey, people's reaction will change because your frequency, energy, vibration will change. So you will only attract usually those type of things, or the previous one to retest you to see if you pass those tests. If you say no to those people, if you just give or whatever, right? Whatever you need to learn. There's so many wisdoms and deep shit you gotta learn. I've been going through that path for the last 1 year, man. Fuck, one lesson out there, but it doesn't end. But anyway, so after 10,000 fucking lessons and level ups, here I am, and I'm letting you know that disclosure is upon us, and this is disclosure. Right now, my body is also being used to channel my higher self to give you this information. This information was brought to me by other channelers, other psychics, because we are all psychics, we are all channelers, we are all source. And once you tap in more and more and more, you're gonna channel more and more and more. Good. And then you're gonna know more, and then you're gonna be more responsible. They will let you know, you know. Now you know. You can't unknow. You are one of us now, Neo. Let's go back to the matrix and work. Do what you came here to do. Because now it begins. The disclosure day is upon us. And yeah, that's what's happening. All these movies, everything is deep. People are doing what they love, and people know these deeper wisdoms, and they are guided by this universe, you know, channelers, tarot readers, fortune tellers, everything that speaks to them, music, anime, other movies, other TV shows, you know, inspirations. But where are these inspirations coming from? Where are these thoughts coming from, right? All these movies that some of them are created from these dream ideas that came from dreams, or these inventions that came from dreams, right? But it's actually like every thought, everything, it comes from the highest self, my friends. Doesn't just intrusive thoughts, or doesn't just, you know, if you are filled with distortions. Of course, that's what you're gonna hear. That's what you're gonna focus on. But you can change your focus just like that, just like that. And then you focus on whatever the fuck you wanna focus on. Then all of a sudden you know better, because it's all about listening. Just like at the end of the movie, it said listen. Once you listen, all of a sudden you understand. Oh, you pick up on people's facial reactions. You pick up on people's body reactions, which is their spirit talking as well. And our mind is being the crippled man, and spirit being the, or rather, spirit being the crippled man, and our mind being the blind man. And we are all blind, you know, until we tap in. And in that meditation state, you tap in. All of a sudden, that spirit, soul, and the mind, you know, that all these three different kids running around, destroying the highs, all of a sudden they calm down. They start to work together. Once you work together, you bring the disclosure to people, my friends, eventually. So, this has been my disclosure for you to understand, my friends, that everything happens for a reason. Not even a 1 millisecond is random, is coincidence, not even 1 millisecond. Once you see that, once you understand, and every fucking stand that, then you will never unsee that. You will never. Like, because that's awakening. That's what enlightenment is. To realize that yes, it's in every single millisecond. Every single. So then, what do? Right? You just listen. They said it, one word, listen. And when she said it at the end of the movie, it touched my heart, because she said it from a frequency that I recognize. And it touches your heart. Like, they know what they're doing with these movies. So yeah, do you know what you're doing? Because it's all about that. And again, once you know what you're doing, you're gonna have much less stress, much less anxiety, because then you'll be guided. You'll be like a black op agent. You'll be like James Bond, you know? You're just gonna do your mission, you know? Whatever, which is like the slow and easy, like your highest desires. And that's it, my friends. So, more videos to come. Enjoy the show, my friends.